it's Chantel. That's a C with 2 L's. Don't put that E on the end. No one told you to do that. Today we're gonna have a debate about the Megan Thee Stallion situation with Tory Lanez. I'll be introducing our new guest, and his name is Jay. Come on in, Jay. Come on in.
My name is Jay, better known as 063 Slime. I'm from Philadelphia. I'm also from Wilmington, Delaware. I'm 23, new 23. Yeah, I'm just here to have a nice little chat.
Okay, a little chat. Yeah. So, as I said before, we're going to talk about the Megan Thee Stallion situation. Megan, also known as Megan Javon Ruth Pete, and Tory Lanez, aka his birth name, I believe, what we saw as Daystar Peterson. So, Jay, I feel like we've kind of talked about this a little bit outside of here. Right. And we have some varying opinions on the situation. Right. So I want to hear, let's start off with your opinion. So basically, do you want to tell the story of what happened, what we know as facts?
All right. So basically, from what we know as facts.
Before you give your opinion.
Right. Basically, there was a situation involving Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez, correct? Correct?
I agree.
They were in a vehicle speaking about, things that are unknown or whatever. And apparently shots went off. People were shot at as they were fleeing, I guess, the altercation or whatever. And then they, came on live and spoke about it, yada, yada, yada. And that led the whole country into these sides of who's doing this, who's right, who's not. So we just here to talk about that altercation.
Okay. And I'll give you my little side of it. They have Megan and Tory were in the car. According to Megan, they were not at Kylie Jenner's house. I think they were heading to another location. All kinds of people in the car were arguing. And Megan was shot in the foot. According to Megan, she did not want to tell the police who shot her or that she was even shot at all because of a fear of retribution or fear of a black man or somebody being hurt because of, the society we live in today. So that's what's going on. So how do you feel about this situation, Jay? So who do you think was in the right? Who was in the wrong?
All right. So basically, like I said previously, I don't think anybody was really right. However, the side that I stand on the most would be Tory's. I stand on Tory's side the most. Only for the simple fact of, and again, even me standing on his side is also hearsay. But I'm using my own personal experience in that, but Tory shot Megan. He shot Megan out of, he probably felt threatened. And again, I say probably felt threatened due to the rumors or history surrounding Megan Thee Stallion and her partners, boyfriends, whatever the case may be. And he just didn't even, some people are willing to go to that level. Other people are like, nah, skip that level. We're going straight to what this already is going to be. Well, which in this case was a gunshot. So, like I said, now if he had a disagreement, I feel like it should have been handled, and he was right to handle it. However, in the manner of which he handled it, I don't agree with. But do I agree with defending yourself? Absolutely. I agree with defending yourself 100%.
So you feel as, it sounds like to me, you're saying Tory was more in the right because he was defending himself because you think Megan attacked him.
Yeah. Okay.
So you feel as though Megan Thee Stallion attacked Tory Lanez,
or had the potential to.
I don't know about that.
Yes, I do know about
that.
Or had the potential to.
Okay.
And have been very up forth previously about attacking other people. So therefore, yes, I think that Megan Thee Stallion wasn't going to attack him, was about to attack him and then ran off, or however the case may be. Danger was in the area, which caused a reaction that she wasn't ready for.
Okay, so you're saying she might have attacked him. She had the potential to attack him. Okay, so when I watched a little bit of Megan Thee Stallion's live, and her side of the story said She was in a car with, it sounded like 3 or 4 people. Everybody was getting in an argument. She decided to excuse herself from this argument because it probably wasn't going to get resolved. And she wanted to step away. In the course of her stepping away, Tory Lanez shot her in the foot. So no, I don't see how this is justified. I don't see how it's not okay for him to come and shoot her in the foot because she walked away from.
Why was she walking away when everyone was arguing? Why were you going away to get some? Why were you going away?
She was walking away because some people don't want to be in a fight.
But that's the mentality, though. Like when there's a bunch of people arguing, the first person to leave, you're going to get something.
And that's not true.
But
that's not always violent.
Again, not everybody, but again, it comes down to situation. In that moment, while there's chaos going on, if you're arguing with a bunch of people and you out the corner of your eye or whatever see someone leaving, storming off like they about to go get something, you're gonna be like, "Oh, what are you doing? What are you?"
So you don't say stop, like, "Hey, where you going?" You just shoot him. That makes absolutely no sense.
But what are you?
That makes it doesn't matter. If she wants to go to cool off, if she wants to go smoke a cigarette, if she wants to leave and just be done with it, she has every right to.
Right. I'm not saying she doesn't. I'm
trying to say you shouldn't be thinking that somebody, just because they walk away from a heated argument, means they're going to go pop the trunk on somebody.
That's what happens, though.
But that's not always what happens.
Like, that's not always, but that's what happens. So therefore, it comes down to judgment. Is this person about to go do that, or are they going to go and have a cigarette?
Okay. Or Megan can say, I'm a celebrity. I've got a lot on the line. I've got a lot to lose. I will step away from a situation that is no longer suiting to me. Why can't it be like that?
Because that's not how everybody thinks.
But it doesn't matter how you think.
I should say to me, that's not how everybody
If she had came back and charged at him, and he had to defend himself with a gun.
So now we gotta wait until you pop off on us first.
I'm saying that yes, you don't just shoot somebody because somebody walks away from you.
So basically, you're saying you'd rather get shot first than to do the shooting.
I personally would have done what Megan did. If I don't like what you're saying to me, I'm too cute and I'm too fine and I'm gonna walk away. I don't need to sit here and argue with you. I got too much on the line. My life is worth way more than a night in jail and an assault charge. I'll tell you that. So Megan could have been thinking the same thing. While this fool over here got the blick, got the gun, shooting people.
Just like what you just said, though. Your life is more important than a night in jail and an assault charge. So you already knew that, listen, if I don't do this or if I stay in this predicament, I'm going to assault you.
No, what I'm saying is, again, as an adult, you should walk away from situations that do not suit you. If I see that we cannot agree to disagree and tempers are flaring, everybody's angry, then I'm going to walk away and be done with it. If I can't say, like, let's just end it and y'all still talking, there's no point in me staying there. I'm going to walk away, I'm going to be gone, call me an Uber, whatever I need to do.
Right.
Because that would be the mature thing to do.
Right. Okay.
And that's it, you know. And I know how you want to bring up the situation of the past, how apparently you think that she was violent towards ex-boyfriends or whatever. I read a story, and Megan and Stallion was dating a 6'8" guy back in the day. I don't know much about him, but I believe they were at a concert, and he kept pushing her, hitting her, and she did in this situation, she protected herself. Now,
we're calling that wow.
If somebody pushes me and is hitting me, then I might have to do something. Now that is warranted. You have every right to protect your property and yourself. So that's what she did, according to what I read. Okay. Now, if you're having an argument, back to the Tory Lanez situation, and somebody decides to pull out a gun on you and shoot you, I still don't see how that's justifiable, Jay.
You're not going to. You're not going to see it because, again, it's a certain mentality that you're already in. Like, even me, myself, from where I'm from, if a bunch of people is arguing, there's no just casually walking off. What are you walking off? Where are you going? I don't know if you got even intentions. If I let you walk off now, does that mean that you won't let me walk off later? Okay. Like, it comes with that mentality of like, all right, so you're leaving a heated situation. It's not solved. There's still beef. So you're leaving a heated situation, and I don't know if you have intentions to either end it right there or you want to end it in your own ways. So again, where I'm from, people like, you know what? Rather than for you to catch me lacking, I'm gonna catch you lacking.
Okay, I understand.
No matter if you're a boy, girl, dog, I don't care. Like, listen, you're gonna see me again. And who knows if right now you're not strapped. Who's to say next time you see me, you're gonna be strapped and still be mad about that situation? Mind you, I'm already past it, but you're mad about that situation. Now you're shooting at me when I could have easily just shot you in the first place.
So you're saying get those before you get got situation.
That's how America's run. That's how
wow. Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. So
hell
you
yeah.
need to
hell yeah.
you need to shoot first and ask questions later.
Listen.
So okay. That sounds like we were almost going to the police brutality. If you're okay with that, but we're not. That's another video for another time. Because you know a lot of people.
Fuck the police.
Okay, wait a minute.
I said it on camera.
I'm gonna say there's good police and there's bad police. And okay, so now we're gonna talk about dating and relationships. As I personally feel like Megan and Tory had maybe a little something going on. I don't know, but I felt like they had a little something going on that could have possibly led to this heated altercation that they had.
They did.
So if we're gonna be talking about, we've been talking about a lot of like maybe self-defense that you're saying, and then I'm talking about walking away from a situation, and this can kind of roll into like abuse and stuff. So what, Jay, tell us your opinion about abuse.
I feel like the abuse is all situational. One person's abuse is another person's Tuesday. Like, I feel like abuse, everyone looks at abuse like it's this narrow path and it's just straight path. When it's like, if you meet enough people, if you expand your world, you'll see like there are some people where it's like, no, it's not abuse. That's about the Tuesday for me. Like, it's not looked at as abuse. They'd rather have that in their life than to not have like that, to not have that, honestly. They need that aggressive touch, that aggressive punch, that push, that shove, because they also do that to the other person. Some people say that's unhealthy. Some people bond more over that. Like, I've seen relationships where them not being that way, and I'm not saying y'all should be in the backyard on some WWE shit, hitting each other with chairs and shit. Like, that's different. But I've seen where it's like male and female, they need that aggressive like place put. Like, yes, like this, I'm with this person, they put this person in their place and this person puts them in their place, and they walk that line because they're governed by each other. Whereas for like, they wouldn't let another person do that to whatever person this is. Like, if it's the dude being what y'all say quote unquote abused, the female who's doing the abusing wouldn't let another female do that, and the dude wouldn't either, or vice versa. However, in this situation, they've allowed that because that's what makes them feel comfortable. But then again, there's relationships where that's not tolerated at all, and that's just what works out for that relationship. So I think abuse, like, there's hardcore, like, there's actual like abuse, and then there's just what people, some people are rougher than others. Let's just put that out there. Like, some people they grew up rougher, they would rather have more rough things happen. They're rougher than others. So it's like, that goes back, that can go into any category. Beating your kids, like messing with your spouse, whatever the case may be. Some people just, they're from that rugged, tough side of life. And they need that ruggedness in their life to make them just keep going.
So you brought up several points, which are, I was kind of shocked, but you kind of wrapped it up at the end where I think I understand what you're saying. Mm-hmm. So it sounds like to me you're saying that abuse is necessary in some relationships, as long as it's consensual. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, it has to be talked about and consensual. Like,
okay, yeah. So that is an interesting concept, and that could lead along the lines of like BDSM. It sounds like
that's abuse to some people. Some people, that's abuse. Like,
I feel if
some people that's abuse.
Exactly.
So but to others that's fun. So it's like,
but if we've got a man that's just a man or a woman, because abusers can be male or female, mm-hmm. punching and slapping and scratching the stuff out of another person, and they're not okay with it, I think that's what we need to focus on.
Just what you just said, they're not okay with it.
If they're not okay with it,
right.
like if we go back to Megan, she was not okay with being shot. Then that's what we kind of need to focus on. Like,
but she's okay with punching on other people though.
That's not what. Man,
just saying.
Bruh.
So you're okay with dishing it out, but when someone
listen,
pop you can't take it. Okay, cool. Go ahead.
She didn't hit that man. She didn't hit that man
yet.
What do you mean? You see, there you go. You can't go. You can't. This can't be predicated on what somebody might do.
Yet.
Somebody might do a lot of stuff. If somebody has a bad childhood, right? And we already see that they're going to be, or they think they're going to be a bad adult. Do you just go lock them up on what they can do in the future?
They do. It's called premeditated.
Premeditated after they've committed a crime.
No, it's called, if you have all this stuff and you can possibly do something.
Well, if you can possibly, that means,
premeditated.
yes, but I'm saying, you're not going to understand what I'm saying. Just because somebody was a bad kid, society claims was a bad kid, does that mean that they have to grow up and now they got to go straight to prison because, they've been in juvie their whole life? They
don't have to go straight to prison, but again, but they also get subject to be likely to go to prison more.
I'm not saying that's not the truth.
But I'm just saying, like, if we're putting it in that realm, let's talk about every aspect of that realm because that's actually a reality. People who
we know it's a reality, but I'm saying, should it happen?
It shouldn't.
Just because your mama's a lunch lady, which nothing's wrong with being a cafeteria lady, does that mean you have to be a lunch lady? Just because your dad's a lawyer or you went to law school, does that mean that you're going to be a lawyer? No. What I'm saying is you shouldn't judge people on all of their past behaviors and say that this is what's going to happen in the future. We can't. Flip side of that, if he's been beating women left and right, he beat the first girlfriend, he beat the baby mama, he slapped the crap out of his auntie, he might beat you, okay? So you might need to be aware of that.
I'm so glad you said that because just like that goes for him, just like Megan Thee Stallion, if you're beating up your 6'8" boyfriend, if you're beating up all your other past boyfriends, then she might if you're known around Houston for throwing hands with niggas, then she might, and Tory Lanez is a small guy, and you're out here fighting people that's 6'7", then she might put hands on you. So
I also want to interject on that. Megan Thee Stallion is 5'10". So I'm going to tell you a little history, and I'll just give you a little something about myself. People automatically might think I'm violent or I can fight because I'm 6 foot. I ain't never been in a fight in my life. I don't like to fight. I've never fought anybody. But people are automatically going to assume, she beats up dudes. That is not the case. Where did you read that she was beating up people in Houston? It might be hearsay. You don't even know if that's a fact.
I read it.
We need the proof.
I'm going to put the link.
But all I'm saying is this is ridiculous.
I'm going to put the link to those news articles in the description of this video, okay? Because, I've saved them. They're on my phone. I saved them. She does. But then again, it's like you said, Tory Lanez was also out here smacking women, smacking his son, doing a bunch of other stuff. That's why I said, on both sides, no one's, in this situation, no one's 100% right. These are two people that have past whatever history. They came together. Oh, wow, violence happened. Who knew? It's crazy that people are, so shocked that this would happen. It's not shocking. It was a matter of time. And it just so happened to happen in a car with a bunch of other people, and there was a gun there. If no one was violent, there'd be no gun. There'd be no argument. They would have went straight to whatever destination they were going to. But they locked heads.
Are you saying that you can't have a healthy argument without violence? Is that what you're saying?
You can have a healthy disagreement without violence, yes. But an argument, there are more causes of violence from arguments than simple point disagreement.
Well, yeah, of course. But I'm saying, just because I argue with somebody doesn't mean I need to get shot if my point is proven and theirs is not. That's all I'm going to say.
No, you don't need to get shot.
But you sound like you're kind of saying that she deserved to get shot because she beats Negroes. That's what it sounds like. So I want to bring up a point. So if they weren't violent, they wouldn't have guns. Wait a minute. How does that work? Just you have to be a violent person to own a gun?
No, but it was a coincidence that it was there, right?
But why did you say that then? Because you're making it sound like anybody that has a gun.
I didn't say that. I never said that anyone.
But you saying if they weren't violent, they wouldn't have had the gun. They wouldn't have had the blick on them. They wouldn't have the gas.
It's a coincidence that most violent people, most violent things that happen, especially these days, involve violent people or past showing of the behavior of violence, and they just so happen to have a gun. Meanwhile,
just so happen to have a gun.
Meanwhile, there are people who have guns. You know, there are people. You know, I know people who have guns. You know, there are people who have guns. God forbid they never want to use them, and God forbid they never have to. But again, that's just a statistic. That's just reality. There are people with guns who aren't violent, which is fine. There are people with guns who are violent, and they end up using these guns. So it's like, okay, it's not the gun's fault. It's not the person who's not violent's fault. It's not anyone's fault. It just so happens where there's violence, where there's a violent behavior, there's always a knife, a gun, some brass knuckles, a car. There's always some sort of weapon.
Okay.
And it's just a weapon of choice these days, especially. And plus, we're in America, land of the eagles and guns. It's a gun. So.
Okay. I think we should wrap this up. Is there anything else you want to say on the situation?
No, that's not what I'm gonna say.
So,
I stand with what I stand.
Okay, so you think that both of the situations were both wrong?
Yeah, but everyone's situation.
I personally, from the information I've gathered, I feel like Megan was honestly in the right. She walked away from the situation, as they tell you to do.
I have another point.
And may I finish my thought?
Go ahead, but I have another point.
She walked away from the situation. When the police were called, she didn't even, like they say, snitch on Tory Lanez. She wasn't a snitch. If you call the police on your abuser, I'm gonna let you know you're not a snitch. I'll let you know right now.
Now she didn't snitch to the police. She dry snitched. Now I'm about to bring up 2 points. But she dry snitched. You didn't snitch to the police.
Explain to us what dry snitching is and snitching is.
So dry snitching is when you tell the information that happened, but you tell it not to the police, but you still put it out there in a way to where you can sleep good at night by saying, "Oh, well, I didn't talk to the police," but you still told. You like Megan and Stallion. You used your celebrity. You used a public platform, and you told the whole story where cops can see it, prosecutors can see it, judges can see it, regular people can see it. You said it in a way to where everyone can see it. So you still snitched, you just didn't talk to the cops. So it's not direct snitching,
okay,
it's dry snitching. When you snitch, that's what 6ix9ine did. It's when you go and do something, or when you orchestrate a bunch of stuff, and then when it's time to pay the piper, so to speak, and the police got you in that interrogation room, you start naming out all they mom, where they live at, they blood type. We used to start naming people. You just start naming people.
Not the blood type. Okay.
Blood type, shoe size, everything. So it's like, it's like indirect talking to the cops. You're not talking to the officer. I want to talk to a platform where the officer can see it and everyone else can see it, and it's just out there. And it's going to reach the officer, but I myself didn't speak to the officer.
Okay.
So,
again, my thought is, if a woman reports or man reports their abuser, you're not snitching, because my definition of a snitch is somebody who's doing unlawful activities, knowingly undoing those unlawful activities, and going on snitching somebody in the group. That's a snitch. When you go on and tell somebody, oh yeah, Donald did this and Ronald did that, just so you can get Popeye's biscuit in a lighter sentence. That's snitching. When you're reporting an abuse, if you're reporting your house got broken into, you're reporting somebody assaulted you, you're not snitching.
I think it depends also.
No, you're not snitching, because I'm going to call the police. I believe the police need to be... that situation is a whole another time, but the police, definitely we need to work on our police. But the police have a purpose, just as doctors and nurses. Things just need to change. Okay? Police not all police are bad, and not all police are good, as we can see. So,
big cat.
Okay. So anyways, as we wrap this up, I think we've had kind of a semi-healthy back and forth on this situation. I want to see more
about this police brutality. At least let's go off on that police brutality.
Okay, so that can be our next topic. If you have anything that you want, like if you thought we had a good debate, comment below. Say what you thought about the situation, if it's the same, different, or whatever. I think our next point will be to talk about police brutality. So thanks for watching. Okay.